Hello, artists. I'm so happy to be back after almost a month without a computer. And today's video, I'm sharing a little haul from Paris. So let's get right into it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and leave me a comment. What was your favorite thing here that I showed in the haul? And what was your favorite souvenir from Paris? I would love to know. Let's get into it. Okay, this was actually really hard. I had to stop myself. Now, I'm sure that if you go around vintage markets and those types of places, you will find amazing vintage tins. I didn't have time to do that. That's definitely something I would love to do in the future. But I did go to, well, it wasn't really a supermarket. It was at Gallerie Lafayette. I had a desperate need to find a gift for my daughter, and I wasn't sure where to go, and I only had like a few hours. Basically, I cleared my schedule on my last day because I didn't find her a gift and I didn't want to come back without one. So I went to Gallerie Lafayette, an excellent place for gifts, I have to say. And they have like a souvenir section at the top floor with all kinds of cookies and stuff. Now, I'm pretty sure that, I'm not sure about these. I'll talk about these two in a second, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of the stuff that you can find there in Galerie Lafayette on that floor, you can find in regular supermarkets for cheaper. I just didn't have time. Basically, I chose, these are all like cookies and chocolates. I just chose them for the tins. I just want to say that. So this was like a no-brainer. I love this so much. Obviously, it looks kind of vintagey, and it has still some of the cookies. These are nice. They are, when I came to check out, the man, the cashier, he was like, oh, these are like really great cookies for coffee and tea. And he's right, they're like really nice. I'm just not a cookie person. But I was like, I got this for the tin, so I don't care about the cookies. But yeah, isn't it beautiful? I think all of these are like made in France. Yeah, I just love the tin, and I've decided that every time that I will come back to Paris, I'm gonna pick up a few tins because I also like this, that it's attached. I like it, but obviously this will be in my studio once the cookies are eaten. And then this one, I love the packaging. They had a bunch more stuff that I wanted to get, but I controlled myself. So actually at Galerie Lafayette, I bought this one, and this is actually delicious. This is crispy rolled wafers, dark chocolate. It's really good. They're really good, I have to say. So I got this for my parents, and I told them I want the box back. I loved the graphic design of this, and again, it's like a low, relatively low, like it's not too high, so I think it'll be perfect for art supplies. And then when I was walking around Galerie Lafayette, I actually found their shop, this brand's shop. So all of the products are, like all of the candy is made in France, and they write on every box the name of the illustrator. So let's see if this is the same one. Yeah, it's the same one. I know what I like. And this one, I loved also the tin. And then when I saw this is like marshmallow bears covered in milk chocolate. So I thought actually Lily, my daughter, would love them. So you can see, it's like marshmallow. And this one doesn't open like the other ones. I didn't notice that. I was just really excited when I saw the shop. And it was in their shop, which is like 5 minutes walking from Galerie Lafayette. Their things were slightly cheaper than Galerie Lafayette. So this is the brand. If you want, like, take a screenshot, make a note when you're in Paris. They have a lot more stuff. They had also like cocoa powder for, you know, cocoa milk in beautiful tins. Again, I tried to control myself, so I got just these three, but there were some really beautiful, at Galerie Lafayette, there were also like these cookie tins that were really gorgeous. Definitely something I will buy next time I'm there. So this is like the non-art stuff. I also found, I thought these would be, like, I love the colors. I don't think I will wear this. This is very Frida Kahlo to me. and it has also like gold. I found this one and this one at the Kilo shop. So there are a bunch of like these shops. These are like vintage secondhand clothes shops where you pay for, not for all the items, but for some of the items you pay by weight. These ones were, I think, like €4 each. I just really loved the colors, and I thought it would be great like props for the studio, and you know, taking photos of like my artwork, which is very colorful, and dots, that's like a classic. So that was from the Kilo shop. And then oh, this was a gift from the retreat that I went to. I don't know if I said that. So I went to Paris with a women's retreat, which was amazing. And I also held like this one workshop where we painted in Montmartre, which is the artist neighborhood in Paris, and it was amazing. But yeah, we got like some gifts, and this beautiful handkerchief or scarf was one of them. So that one I received. And then these I got at the vintage market in Montmartre. On the weekend they have all these vintage markets, and there was like one place with all kinds of stuff, but one of them was these silk scarves. So I got one for my mom, and then these two for me. Again, I think I will just, well, actually they're beautiful and I can use them also as scarves. They feel amazing. They were, in my opinion, well priced. You could get 3 for €25, and they're just like lovely and soft. So let me start with paper. There are all kinds of things here, as you can see. So actually this and this is from a shop in Hungary. I went to Budapest for a few days, and there's this really well-known Hungarian manufacturer. The brand is called Bonjour, and they just have these beautiful notebooks and all kinds of other things. The shop was really cute. It was like really small, and it was just fun to look around. They have beautiful papers and just different kinds of notebooks and journals, like really beautiful, lovely paper. So I got these two. This is just like a journal, but I loved the artwork, and also this, like I saw this and it was clear that it will be mine. This was a notebook that we got as like a gift in the retreat. Also, I actually really love writing as opposed to, you know, typing on an app. So I really enjoyed that. Now I went to a paper shop in the Marais, which is one of the neighborhoods in Paris, like a very well-known neighborhood, and I wanted to get some paper for the workshop that we had in the Montmartre. And so I found this really cute shop, and I actually thought this was French, but I think the paper is Italian. And I asked them, I didn't have a lot of time, but I asked what would work well with watercolors. And so this one is, you can see, it's like, I think it's really nice to travel with these, especially if you're like with other people. You can just tear it off and give it to them. The edges are deckled and it's beautifully packaged. So that is one. You can see this is like textured paper. They came with all kinds of like explanations, but I guess they got lost somewhere. This one is still packaged. These were quite expensive, and had I not needed them for the workshop, I actually didn't use as many as I thought I would, so I have more for myself. But I probably wouldn't have bought so many because they were quite expensive. So here you can see this is made in Italy. There's like a whole explanation here if you are interested. I think it's in focus. Yeah. And this is still unopened, but I think it's the same paper as this size. It's all like really just beautifully packaged. So you can see this is like white This is ivory, and this one is thicker than this. And again, it has like lovely texture with some deckled edges, very attractive. And then also this paper I really liked. This really has that handmade feel, and you can see there's like a, hopefully you can see that there's an embossed signature here, again with the deckled edges. I'll try to put the name of the shop on the screen if I can find it. I was just like rushing through it because we were in the middle of like tasting all kinds of delicious patisserie. So yeah. What else? Okay, these I will leave to the end. Now, this is from my proper like art shop shopping. This paper is actually Japanese, but I found it in the Sennelier shop, and I was just like really curious because I love playing with thin paper and I love playing with collage with really, really thin paper. So I'm curious to see how this works. As you can see, this is like whiter, this is more ivory. Yeah, I have to open them and play around, but this one is like super, super thin. It's like tissue thin, like really thin. So I'm just excited. The Japanese are amazing when it comes to paper and like thin paper. So that's it. That's all I know. You can see there's like things here in Japanese, but I don't know what they mean. And then this one I got at the Charvin store. It's just like this beautiful big sketchbook. I really like the paper. It's like a little bit textured, not too much. And the person who was there, he told me that he was a watercolor professor in an institute in France that I don't remember the name of. But I asked him if this was like, I wanted kind of a mixed media sketchbook. And he said this was like, this could take also a little bit of watercolor, and it was a good option. And I don't know, I just really loved how it looked. I think it's so important to have a sketchbook where the aesthetics really speak to you. And this was it. I looked at their watercolor sketchbooks and they just didn't speak to me as much as this one did. So I got that. And then I found this book, which I totally judged it by its cover. I really wanted something, it was just like a used book stand outside of a bookshop. And I was just looking, they had these really beautifully bound books. This one is not an example. They had like really, really nice ones. But I was looking for something kind of old with some imagery where I really like the cover because it's important to me, like the aesthetic of it, especially if I want to like alter it and play around with it. I wanted a pretty cover, and I love this one. I love this turquoise color. And here is the thing, you know, it was 11 euros, so it wasn't like dirt cheap, but look at this. It has like all these images in it, and I think it'll just be super fun. I don't know if I will tear out pages or keep it like this and just use it for playing with color. So I think it's like a stamp catalog or something like this. So yeah, I was really, really happy to find it. And then the other thing that I wanted, because I had a specific plan for it, and if you are in the Joy Art Club, if you're a member, then you will see all of it in action. I wanted some old postcards, and I finally found one. They have along the Seine River, they have a lot of these like booths where they sell like magazines and posters and mostly like paper goods, some artwork, print of artwork, that sort of thing. But I wanted specifically these postcards, and I especially looked for those that had actual, you know, postage on them. So I found a few. Again, these weren't like dirt cheap, but I got 9 And I guess it would be interesting to know what people wrote here, although it's a little bit intrusive. Maybe I should leave them alone and let them keep their privacy. But yeah, so I tried to find some with postage and, you know, the date. Some of them are just signed. This one, for example, it has a stamp with 1919. It's actually the year my grandfather was born. So that's really cool. And I was looking for also like paper that is kind of more absorbent and like matte, not glossy, just because that's what I prefer. So I got these with a specific idea in mind for them. I got this tray. You can find these like in all the souvenir shops, and they have like really cute stuff. I actually have a bunch of them from the last time I was in France. I got a few from, we were in the French Riviera and in Provence. So I got a few and I really like them and I use them all the time and they just remind me of that trip. And this time I found this orange one, which I really liked. So this is actually, I haven't opened it yet. This was a gift. Like in the retreat we exchanged gifts. And I mean, look how cute this is. This is super cute. So it's magnetized and there's a little mixing area. I mean, this is tiny. I love it. So this was a gift. There's even gold here, but yeah, I'll swatch everything in a separate video as it's adorable. And I also got a clip as like a present. This is what I got at the Sennelier shop. And I'll tell you, actually, this is all exciting. As you can see, there are 3 different types of products here that are organized by color. This was the most exciting discovery. This is, I didn't know such a thing existed. So let me know in the comments if you knew this existed. This is a crayon pastel, a pastel pencil by Sennelier. I guess it's like not a soft pastel, it's more like a hard pastel. It's also like a pencil. So I played around with them in the shop. As I said, I'll do like a separate video for swatching, but I was really intrigued. I got a few colors. So I don't know, I've never seen this, I've never seen anyone talk about this, I have no idea. Then I also saw they had these RNF drawing oils. This is basically supposed to be like the Neocolor Neo Art. So sort of like an oil pastel, but it does cure. So I think it also has like some wax in it. Yeah, it has oil and wax and of course pigment. So it's supposed to be like really creamy and lovely, but also cure after a few days. So I got 3 colors because these are super expensive, just to try them out. I really control myself. And then I also saw these ones, and I probably, just by the look of them, I probably wouldn't, you know, be that attracted to them. But once I started playing with them, I really loved the intensity and the colors. So these are by Lyra. They look like the Stabilo Woodies, sort of, but they have all of these dots. There's a little brush here, which means that they are water soluble. Like the Stabilo Woody, maybe something like a Neocolor in a pencil form, something like that. So you can see I grabbed a few colors and I'm excited to try them. And then, so this was the Sennelier shop. And then I went to the Charvin shop where I bought the sketchbook that I showed you. And I was looking at this and I was looking and I was looking. And eventually I decided that I had to have it for several reasons. First of all, because of like the color. It's just perfect. It's my color. And I feel like it would really be just like a beautiful aesthetic palette to have and also to like share in images on social media, just because color is such a important thing for me. And then there's the watercolors. Now, I have some mostly oil paints from Charvin, and they are glorious. I love them. I have heard mixed reviews about the watercolors, and I think what I'm going to do is actually... So this comes kind of as a curated set, and they allow you... There are 12 paints already included, and they let you substitute 6 of them, which I'm actually wondering why. I think I was just so overwhelmed in the shop as I was doing, like, in the process of this. Try something like this. So anyway, it comes with 12, and you can change up to 6. That's what the guy told me, that they don't want, you know, to like have the entire thing changed, but you can change 6. So I switched quite a few. I don't remember the original colors, but I got rid of like red that I didn't like, and they had like 3 browns here. Got rid of those because you know me. So I added a few, removed a few, and this is where we are right now. I'm not sure, I have to swatch it all. I couldn't resist it. This was insanely expensive, like insanely expensive. I can't believe that I spent so much on a palette, but I feel like this is really a collector's item, and the tin is like so unique. I've been eyeing this set for ages. It was about 120 euros, which I think is outrageous, but I couldn't help myself. And also, I think for me, going to that shop, buying it in Paris as opposed to like ordering it online, that trip was very important to me. For several reasons, and I think having this, besides the memories, like having this tin will remind me of that trip and all of the things that were kind of new to me and challenging. Yeah, there was another set. This one is like the tin where you can fill it with water. There was another like little tin without all of this, without the water situation, in like a lime green. It was beautiful, and I really debated buying them, but this is like cobalt violet. This is like my color. It's like one of my signature colors. So even though it was a lot more expensive than the green one, I decided to get it, and yeah, that's it. So it comes in this bag, which I probably won't use. And so I paid extra for 1 watercolor because I couldn't decide. You fill this with water, and then when you want to use it, you put the water in here, this little thing. And yeah, I think I owe it to Paris and to the ridiculous amount of money that I spent on this palette to go out and paint with it and share with you that. But yeah, the shop was beautiful. The Sennelier shop, it was really fun because it kind of reminded me of the wand shop from Harry Potter. It was like these narrow aisles. I filmed a little bit. They let me film in there. They didn't have a problem with it. It had several levels. And then the Charvin shop was much bigger and like spacious, and you could like walk around, and it was beautiful. But he said I couldn't like film in there. And I respect that, so I didn't. I just took a few pictures. And at the beginning, I think he was a little bit, like, not sure about me, but we ended up chatting, and yeah, it was really, really nice. I think it also helped that I spent a ridiculous amount of money there, I'm just gonna say. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video where I will be swatching all of this.